Can't ball in a life, man. Go on with it, go on with it.
Besties, do you have a second? Hey, friend.
Hey, best friend. Girl, what you doing?
Hey, the best squad. It's your girl, Ebony, the best. Guys, welcome back to Conversation with the Best. Listen, before I get started, everything I'm about to say, it's all alleged, all in my opinion, and it's all for entertainment purposes only. On the copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, which allows me to use it for fair use, criticism, comments, news, reporting. Baby.
Do me a favor, don't talk to me.
Child, the best squad, come in here. Welcome back to the Conversation with the Best. Listen, this is the worst tenants that could have possible be on this earth. Well, no. I think they were worse than my tenants when I had my multifamily home. Right? Because I bought a single and then I bought a multi in the same time. Like one, I had to close one like in the same month before the bank realized. But anyway, these are the two worst tenants. And, my opinion, I think this black couple probably took these two white people thinking that they were going to do good and treat their house nice, and they end up treating the house bad. So I'm going to show you the story that I found on Facebook. This couple apparently rent their house out to this couple. I'm going to say a couple. And I guess they started to complain about things in the house or something wasn't done right away. These people have the audacity to send them a text that they defecated in the bathroom and wanted these black people to come and pick it up or clean up the toilet or whatever. Make a long story short, because I'm going to let her tell it, they did these people's house wrong. So I'm going to post the clip, and when I'm done, I'm going to come back with some little bit more commentary. Guys, don't forget, like, comment, watch for 5 minutes. If you can't do the whole thing, but you can watch for 5 minutes, that count for something. If we're gonna move in a different direction so we can hop off the train of LAMH, right? Then we have to do something different. All right. So listen to what this young lady had to say, and I'll come back with some more commentary. All right.
Welcome to Season 1, Episode 1 of Nightmare Tenants, featuring Caitlin Poor of Atrium Health and her partner, Kathleen Kennedy of DHL Logistics. So my husband and I, we have a rental property, and it's the home that we brought our kids home in from the hospital, and it's the house that we had planned to actually give to one of our children in the future. Our old tenant of 2 years was moving out, and we actually had a great experience with him. Anytime he had a concern, it was always handled and addressed promptly and professionally by my husband. And, ultimately we still have a good relationship now. So this is where we enter Miss Caitlin and Kathleen. They moved in on Super Bowl Sunday and were only in the property for a week's time. When they moved in, they were informed that there was some paint touch-ups that needed to be completed in the kitchen just due to the removal of the popcorn ceiling. Ultimately, they were unhappy that this didn't happen in the expected timeline, but did express just how grateful they were for my husband's overall communication, especially because they had apparently had a bad experience with a landlord in the past, which should have been foreshadowing maybe. But once they moved in, they had an extremely nitpicky list of demands in their words. They stated that if we did not meet their demands, that they would be moving out. Some of them were a little bit odd. They sent a message stating that they had clogged the toilet with their own human feces and that we would need to take care of it. And that is their wording. And the wording itself kind of just gave me weird vibes. But regardless, their concerns were addressed. They were told that if they wanted to move out, that we would break their lease. but ultimately they were upset that they weren't going to get their February rent back in spite of the fact that they were living there in part of February. And they said that they would consult with legal counsel and get back to us as to whether or not they were going to remain in the property. They proceeded to use racial slurs, including the N-word, at my husband. So ultimately, he had a bad feeling about the tenants, and he stated that he was going to go out there and just do an inspection on Friday to make sure that everything was the way that it was supposed to be. So he went out on Friday, everything was in place, and fast forward to Monday, we get a call from the neighboring unit. We have a great relationship with all of our former neighbors. So they gave us a call, and they informed us that there was water damage in their home that was apparently coming from our unit. So then 2 minutes later, I get a call from my other neighbor. She's not in the neighboring unit, but she gave me a call and she said that there's something going on at our house. There's water all in the street. She said she thought it was because it was raining, but she noticed that it was coming like from all around our property. And so I asked her if our tenants were still there. She said that they left on Saturday morning. She said that a moving truck woke her up, and she said that they had a crew of like 20 people, and they were basically hustling to get out of there quick. And so she knew something was going on. So we get in the car and we head to our old rental property, which is about an hour and a half away from where we live. And we get a call from the HOA. And they told us that they suspected that there was foul play. So as we're pulling up to the property, we see water just covering the parking lot. There's water on the outside of our house, water surrounding the property, coming out of the side paneling. The fire alarm is going off. We open the door and there is water everywhere. The entire first and second level is completely covered with water. It's seeping through everything. And basically the ceiling is caving in. So the fire department had to come to shut the alarm off, and they pointed out where Caitlin and Kathleen had actually unscrewed the toilet and damaged the pipe to where they could tell that it was intentionally done. We saw where both of the pipes on both toilets were destroyed, and the water was turned on so basically it would run and flood the place. So they completely destroyed our home to the point where it is uninhabitable. And not only that, but the neighbor's home is now destroyed. And, you know, me personally, I'm not understanding how anyone could do this to someone's home, especially when my husband was nothing but accommodating and professional with them. And it really honestly just takes it a step further when Caitlin, who works for Atrium as a PA on emergency, would think it was a good idea to create a safety hazard and a fire hazard in a unit attached to other homes where there are children and elderly people living literally next door. And then following the incident, when we called them regarding the flood, they stated that they were not going to talk about it and that they just wanted to return their keys back. So obviously, audacity is running at an all-time high on this Tuesday, and it's in moments like these when I'm reminded that while God is real, demons are too, because this is nothing but demonic behavior to intentionally vandalize someone's home to the point where we can no longer enter the property, let alone have somebody live there. All of the time and the money and the investment is, gone and wasted. This was truly an act of pure evil, and these two people really need to be held accountable for their actions. And it's truly a shame that anyone could really do something like this. On our end, we have filed a police report. We have contacted their employers. We'll continue to keep you updated as we document the progression of all of this. We've, of course, contacted our lawyers. It's an unfortunate and an unnecessary situation. And while it's a huge hit, we're just trusting in God and remaining positive. And we just ask for your continued prayers during this time. But ultimately, we know that everything will work out for the better. So I hope that your Tuesday is happier than ours is. But that's it for season 1, episode 1. Catch y'all on episode 2.
I'm telling you, she has patience, because I wouldn't be this calm. I was trying to Google to see if maybe these two clowns could have probably possible already be fired, because there's no way that you could do that to somebody's house. And a matter of fact, if you didn't like the fact that they were black, why didn't you just say, you know what, we're not going to rent this from you, we're going to go somewhere else? Why not? And I'm trying to figure out, sis, did you run any background check on these two just because they have a great job? Did you find out why the last landlord leave them, or what happened? Like you said, red flag about the last landlord. I don't get it, because normally I know you can do some really extensive background check. I don't care what color you are. I'm doing that background check before I put you into one of my rental property. No, sir. I really hope, I'm going to follow this story, guys, and I'm going to keep you guys informed about it. I really hope these two lose their job and pay for the damages of their property, because you don't do that to someone. I don't care what race you are. You don't do that to someone. Anyway, guys, I'll talk to you later. Bye.
Baby shining bright like a diamond, meditate daily, baby enlightened, baby make racks, baby spend cash, baby go get it and she don't gotta ask. Baby gon' run it up like an athlete, plays gold at the track meet, at the stadium show going super hard, cause baby a superstar. Just bought a crib out of lake, off of the grid and out of LA.